I'm convinced that Jingliu is miHoYo's favorite character. Based on the information we have about her current kit, it seems like she will be the next DPS queen like Seele. She could potentially attack more than Seele with less skill points. Before we start, quick reminder, all the information I'm referencing to talk about Jingliu and her kit comes from a Google Doc that has leaked information for many upcoming characters, which I'll link in the description below. To save you time, I'm not going to cover everything in her kit, just the important ones. You can skip to right here to find out why I think Jingliu has the potential to be the best DPS in the game. In this video, I'll be going over Jingliu in these 4 categories: character role, character potential, character flexibility, and free-to-play friendly. Characters in Star Rail are designed to fit a certain need in a team. You have support characters who buff their team in harmony, the debuffers in nihility, erudition with multi-target damage, and the high single target damage in hunt characters. What makes Jingliu so valuable and even somewhat future-proof is that her kit has a little bit of everything from each of those paths. Her E does multi-target damage. One of her traits provides ice damage over time, as well as a chance to freeze while needing to break. Finally, her Eidolon 1 makes it so that when she uses her skill or ultimate on one target, the original damage to the adjacent target will be given to the single target. So to summarize, Jingliu is a DPS character who can deal with multi-enemies, single enemies, apply crowd control, as well as a little bit of damage over time. She basically quadruple dipped into 4 paths. That's the main character shit. Now, you may be wondering, hey, it's great that Jingliu does a little bit everything, but how hard does she hit? Well, this is going to be fun. Let me say this right now, and I hope everyone can agree with this. As of right now, version 1.1, Seele is the best DPS, if not the best, then at least top 2 in the game. Why? Because this lady is basically playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Of doing actions during other people's turn. Like, her turn is her turn. The enemy's turn is also her turn. Bronya's turn is also her turn. What if I tell you Jingliu can do what Seele is doing, but with less skill point resource? Jingliu has 2 forms, her regular form and a transcendence form. Whenever she uses her E in her regular form, she gains 2 stacks. Her ultimate will give her 2 stacks no matter what form she's in. When she reaches 4 stacks in her regular form, she'll transcend and gain an additional attack, which is similar to Seele's resurgence. In the transcended form, her E is now enhanced and costs 0 skill points. Instead, it will consume 2 stacks and suck HP from all her teammates, converting those HP to boost her own attack. When her stacks reaches 0, while she's in her transcended form, she'll revert back to her regular form. Let me describe a battle scenario so it's easier to understand how game-breaking Jingliu could be. So in this scenario, her teammates will be Bronya and Tangyun in the current hardest mode MOC. Because the numbers on her light cones are not out and they could change, I'm gonna have to make an assumption here. The assumption is that her light cone regenerates at least 25 energy after using her ulti. Tangyun starts the fight by using her ulti on Jingliu. Jingliu uses her regular E in her first attack, giving her 2 stacks, but also charging up her ulti. Now with her ulti up, she's going to use it, making her second attack, gaining 4 stacks. And with 4 stacks, Jingliu immediately turns Ascendant or Transcendence and gains an additional attack. With her additional attack, she's going to be attacking for the 3rd time using her enhanced E, which consumes 2 stacks, leaving her with 2 stacks left. Now it's Bronya's turn, so Bronya's going to slap her E onto Jingliu, allowing Jingliu to attack for the 4th time. Jingliu is going to use her last enhanced E to consume the final 2 stacks. With 0 stacks, Jingliu is going to revert back to her base form. Now we're going to assume that your Bronya's relic is giving her at least 134 speed, if not more. This allows her to take 2 actions in the first cycle in MOC. Now with her second E, Jingliu is going to be able to attack again for the 5th time, but this time in her regular form, gaining 2 stacks, but also her ulti is charged up. With her ulti used, will be her 6th time attacking, giving her 4 stacks in total. With 4 stacks, she gains her transcendent form again, allowing her to attack 1 more time. So this makes it the 7th time that Jingliu will be attacking. Seven attacks in 1 turn is pretty good. But what if I tell you the crazy thing is Jingliu can reach up to 11 attacks per turn with another upcoming character, Hanabi. Tengyun starts the battle by using her ulti on Jingliu. Jingliu uses her regular E for her first attack, charging up her ulti because of Tengyun's ulti. Jingliu immediately uses her ulti, giving her 4 stacks. And what happens when Jingliu gets 4 stacks? She gains her transcendent form. In her transcendent form, she gains an additional attack. So now she's going to attack for a 3rd time because of her additional attack using her enhanced E, which consumes 2 stacks, leaving her with only 2 stacks left. Now Bronya is going to use her E on Jingliu. Jingliu is going to use her last enhanced E, consuming the last of her 2 stacks. But this is also a 4th attack. So now with 0 stacks left, Jingliu is going to immediately go back to her base form. Now it should be Hanabi's turn. Hanabi is going to use her E on Jingliu, which is very similar to Bronya's E. This means Jingliu gets to attack again for the 5th time using her regular E and also charging up her ulti. With her ulti up, she's going to attack 1 more time for the 6th time, giving her 4 stacks. And what happens when you have 4 stacks? She goes Super Saiyan and gets another turn. Now, with her additional turn, she's going to attack 1 more time for the 7th time using her enhanced E, consuming 2 stacks. Now, we're going to assume that your Bronya has at least 134 speed, meaning she can attack 2 times in the first cycle of an MLC. So this would be Bronya's 2nd action. She'll be using her E on Jingliu again. And Jingliu, with 2 stacks left in her enhanced form, she's going to use her enhanced E 1 more time, dropping it to 0 stacks, meaning she'll revert back to her base form. Now, assuming Hanabi also have 134 or more speed, that also means she gets to take another action in the first cycle of MOC. So with Hanabi's 2nd E, Jingliu is going to attack for the 9th time using her regular E, giving her 2 stacks, and also her ulti should be up again. That means she's going to attack for the 10th time using her ulti, giving her 4 stacks. And what happens when she gets 4 stacks? She gets another attack. Jingliu in her Transcendence form will attack 1 more time, making it her 11th attack this turn. Honestly, Jingliu's flexibility is not the greatest. Her main gimmick is HP draining every time she uses her enhanced E, which limits the team building to require an abundance character for sustain. In a long boss fight, if you don't have an abundance character with your Jingliu, your team is going to die. But I guess if it's just 1 boss fight and it's short, you can do it like a hyper carry Jingliu and just let her go off. I don't think Jingliu is free-to-play friendly. Her E1 makes her half of a hunt character, and that is so valuable because it changes her damage style. At the end of the day, keep in mind Jingliu is still under development, so her leaked kit will most likely not be the same on release. If I can spot the crazy potential of this crazy ice lady, then I'm sure the developers can spot it as well. The real question is, how will Jingliu get balanced out? Numbers, skill changes, Eidolon changes? Hey, maybe the developers got 200 years of game design experience and thinks Jingliu is weak and needs a buff instead. Who knows? All I know is that I'll be pulling out that card for Jingliu, not because I think she's broken, but because I like the character Jingliu. Maybe that's the best way of looking forward to a future character. If it turns out to be truly meta-breaking, then that's great, it's a plus. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Are you saving for Jingliu? Do you have any theory crafting for Jingliu? Comment down below. Thanks for watching, I'll be back later with more videos on Honkai Star Rail. P.S. I got some ideas on Bladey.